This is Earth Radio. And now here's human music.
What is going on, guys? So today I have my very first woodworking project here on the bench right now. A bench on a bench. And what we are going to be doing today is refinishing this bench. I actually built this about a year and a half ago. So this thing has actually been sitting out on my porch like you just saw. It's been there for about a year and a half and it's gotten pretty weathered. So today what we are going to do is completely sand this whole thing back down and restain it and refinish it. So this thing I made about a year and a half ago, and I actually built this whole thing over the course of probably 3 or 4 months. And this was, like I said, my very first woodworking project, and I really did not have any of these tools. I wasn't even able to come out here and work in the garage. I actually had to pull out this car, and I had some tools and I had to work on the ground. I didn't even have a workbench when I built this thing. So that is why it took me, many months to complete this. This project was entirely a learning experience. I learned so much from this thing, and I pretty much jumped in headfirst into woodworking when I built this project. So you can see here that I tried some pretty elaborate technical little joints for my first time. All of these pieces right here are mortised into the legs, and these parts right here, I'll let you look under there. You can see that those cross members are also through mortised all the way. All of this was done with just a chisel. You can see here that the joint here is not tight at all. I mean, like it was my first time doing this kind of thing, and I just kind of jumped into it and did the best I could. I mean, you can see here that, this angle right here, from trying to sand it down flush, that happened. These armrest pieces were dadoed in here. You can see here that those have separated just a little bit from the glue line. And this entire project was built out of redwood that I actually picked up at Lowe's, and I actually picked through a whole pile of redwood, and I picked out all the stuff that didn't have any knots in it, and I think I got pretty fortunate. Even the posts didn't have any knots in it. They were really nice when I got those. And for the seat part right here, you can see that all of these miters came together really nicely. I didn't even have a miter saw when I tried to do this. I had to borrow my neighbor's miter saw, so I did spend a lot of time doing that. And then that centerpiece looks really nice. So this was the very first project that I did. I learned so much from doing this, and all of the different joints and everything. I did all of it with a chisel. This chisel right here, which is now kind of my demo chisel, a 1-inch chisel, was the one I did to do all of the mortises and the half laps and the dados right here. And I'm not lying to you guys, this was my very first project that I ever did. I know that this is probably a complex project to do for my first one, but believe me, don't believe me, I don't really care. I'm really happy with the way this thing came out. You won't believe the reactions I got from my family members whenever they came over during like a party or something. Everyone who has sat on it has really liked it. I'm not gonna lie, I will probably build another one of these in the future. Probably not anytime soon, but it's on my list to build another bench similar to this. So I didn't actually put a proper finish on this. I only put a stain on it after I sanded it. And that was actually really nice because it wasn't that hard, and all I had to do was put on the stain and stick it outside. So this whole thing was built out of redwood, so it didn't really weather that bad. There was just some parts that turned a little bit gray. So enough of me talking, let's get to work. So the first thing that I'd like to do before I start sanding is vacuum up all of the dust and the cobwebs and everything that has gotten on this thing. for this, I think I'm going to start out with a 120 on my little mouse sander, and then I'll probably go up to a 220 and then to a 320 for the final sanding. So I've been running into a bit of an issue while sanding this. I actually stopped using the little mouse sander and I went up to just a sanding block with a coarse piece of sandpaper. And what's been happening is the sandpaper's actually been caking up really easily on there. You can see that right there. This is 120 grit and this should be cutting the wood really easily. And this isn't working out all too well. It's actually been filling up really easily with the dirt and basically the top layer of this bench. And hopefully what will happen is once I get down to some really nice wood, this will stop. But right now what I've been having to do is actually take the shop vac and clean out all of the sandpaper that I've been using just so that it could actually cut into the wood. So I do know that there are a lot of you guys who have been commenting on a lot of my past videos about me wearing one of these cheap little, you know, $3 things you get at Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever. So in the future, I will actually get one of those nice 3M respirators. I do appreciate you guys looking after me, so I will probably get one of those in the next few weeks or so. I mean, this thing was my first project. I pretty much remember everything about it. I remember all of the mistakes that I made. I remember all the things that I was really proud of. Now, I guess that's where it all started. Alright guys, so here is the progress for today. You can see that I got most of the stain pretty much off, all the old stain. All that dirt that was sitting on top of the bench was really kind of annoying, honestly, with the sandpaper getting clogged up. But I think it worked out pretty nicely. I just had to have a little bit extra patience. So you can see here that there are some spots that are a little bit darker. So I have actually worked with this stain before, and I know it looks bad right now, but once I reapply the new stain on top of this, it's the same one. Once I reapply it, it will all go on nice and even. So I actually ended up going up to a 220 grit. The sandpaper would just get clogged if I went up any higher. 320 wouldn't make it any more smoother than it already is. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I'm really enjoying explaining things and talking to you guys and going with this format. It's a lot more enjoyable to make, and I feel like the interaction is growing. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to have you subscribe if you have not already, and if you could hit that like button, I really would appreciate that also. So that is pretty much going to be it for this one, and I will see you guys in the next video. Oh yeah, and cue the montage.